Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I need a little bit of your time this morning before we start. Brenda's on vacation, so I'm kind of moderating on my own. And so if you guys will just let me know if you can hear me okay, and we'll go ahead and get started. But I have something I need to share before we jump into everything. Can you do it alone, Connie? I hope so. Yeah, anyway, if you guys will just let me know if you're hearing me okay. As I said, I have something I need to share before we get started. And for those of you that are maybe watching the replay, I'm sorry. Will you do me a favor? If you're watching the replay, just scroll forward until you see me making my cards. But we are live, and I stand with you guys every week, and I have to share something that happened in the last 18 hours. So I live in Oklahoma, and central Oklahoma, and over the last all of about 5 o'clock till about midnight last night, we had massive tornadoes go through all of central Oklahoma. I think they're saying 16 tornadoes yesterday. I am safe, and here in my little area, we're good. But unfortunately, I can't say that for some other areas. I have to tell you guys, I was really on the fence about whether or not I could even do this live today. It's been a stressful, it was a really rough night. So one thing about tornadoes, when they're in the evenings, which is usually when they hit, is in the evenings, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. We did have to get ready to take shelter. We had to get the shelter ready. Tornado warnings went off several times last night. That alone is stressful enough. But see, my brain's just really fried. The ones that are really scary, the tornadoes that are really scary, are the ones that happen after the sun goes down, because the storm chasers can't see them. They have to wait for a lightning flash to spot it and then try to chase it. Unfortunately, we did late last night, probably about 9:45 p.m. There was a nighttime tornado that hit a town that's very special to me, and that's Shawnee, Oklahoma. If you guys have heard me talk about Shawnee, this is where my daughter teaches high school, and it's a small town. It's a sweet little town. This is where the girls and I do our community theater, and there's a Christian university right there by our theater that took a really, really hard hit. And unfortunately, Christina's high school also took a hard hit. And so it's just been a really rough few hours, and waiting for daylight so we could see what's happened, what kind of damage. Lots of damage in that area. And as someone who's gone through a tornado before, my heart hurts because I know how difficult it is. But in just getting lots of updates from Christina today, their storage unit where they stored all their props and sets, it's gone. Several of the buildings on the high school campus, the one that really, I think, kind of hit me so hard was their tornado shelter. How does a tornado shelter get taken out? But obviously that has the kids really shook up. So Christina and myself, because her kids are my kids, I love her students so much. And so she was reaching out to them and, are you guys okay? And she had one student that said our house was hit, and, other students messaging her that, no, we're okay. And, just some fence damage, things like that. But it's just been so like I said, it's been a really stressful few days feels like it. A few hours here as we're starting to get the reports of things that have come in. So all that to say, I just didn't even know if I could do a live today. I'm just, my brain is in a million different places, but I can tell you, I have been hit by a tornado before, and you want to know what saved me? Was stamping. I would break away from all the stress, all the destruction, and I'm like, I have to get out of it. And when I sit down with stamps, ink, and paper, all of that can go away. So like I said, I went back and forth and I thought, no, you know where I want to be? I want to be with my Stampin' Peeps and I want to stamp together. And so thank you for letting me share that. I tell you this for a reason. I am not at my best today. But I want to stamp with you. And so here's the thing. If I get a measurement wrong, if I use a lot of ums and stumble over my words, give me some grace today, my friends. It's been a wild ride here. So with that, and I see lots of messages coming in. I'm going to try to read them here when I'm done, but we are going to stamp today. So if you've made it this far into the video, thanks for just listening to me ramble. And that way you kind of know what's going on here. And let me just say one other thing. If you're a praying person, please pray for our community and our town as we deal with all of this. And it's going to be, oh, can I say one more quick thing? So Christina, my daughter, is a high school drama teacher, and they are 2 weeks away from opening night of their musical. They are doing Disney's Freaky Friday. So cute, right? They've been working so hard, and now we're at a standstill. We don't know if the show will be able to go on. We don't know if the auditorium received any damage, because obviously if there's any roof damage, or, you can't have people in there. The kids, of course, are, texting her, Stewart, are we still going to have our show? And, here's the hard part. You got to remember in 2020, when the pandemic hit, those kids lost their musical that time too, about 2 weeks before opening, when COVID shut down everything. They lost that musical too. So some of these kids, they're getting hit twice. It's been so hard. So for some of these kids, their entire high school career, they got to do one show, and that was last year. So we still don't know. We still have high hopes they're going to be able to do it, but all that to say, yeah, we're all kind of just a little edgy. So will you guys give me some grace as we stamp today? I know you will. All right, I'll tell you what. Let me head over here to the stamping table, and let's get to stamping. So I mentioned, don't quote me on any measurements today, you guys, but I've got a free download for you. I always do. And in this download, you're going to have all the measurements. And, it's a good thing today's card is an easy card. If you watched me last week, it was not an easy card, and I struggled. Thank goodness we have an easy one today. It's a fantastic card, but it's an easy card. And look at my little supply list. Look at my supplies. It's so little. You guys love that? So if you need to come back and watch the video and scroll past through me, having a meltdown, you can scan right here or click, and that'll take you back to the video. Like I said, just scroll forward. Here is where you can order any of the supplies. And I do have this other card I'm going to create that's retiring, and I want you to get it before it's gone. But are you ready to create a card? Let me get myself all organized here. So this is called a window greeting card. And I love this. So we've got this great window here, right? We're going to open up our card. And here's where we're going to write our message. It's just such a unique one. And so we get some stamping here. It peeks through this window. Super easy. Can you see I did some embossing here on the front? This one is going to be a great card. And really, my friends, super easy. I'm excited to teach it to you. So I'll tell you what, we are going to get started. And I said my supply list was really little, and it is. I'm going to be using So Saffron, a retiring color, by the way. So if you have this color, great. You're going to have a card to make with it, but any color is going to work. This is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5.5. See, I'm already about to mess up measurements. My card on the inside, this is in Very Vanilla because that works so well with my So Saffron. This piece, now see, I got to look because I'm going to get it wrong. 5 1/4 by 8, and I have scored it at 4 inches. And then I have another piece of cardstock. This is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And that's what we're going to use to make our window. And we're going to use the leftover piece to do some die cutting. All right, we are ready to get started. I am going to create the window first for you, and then we'll get into our stamping. So for the window, you can use whatever frames that you have. I'm going to use the scalloped contours dies. I love these, but you could also use, if you have like stitched rectangles or deckled rectangles, you can use any of those as well. I'm going to need, let me make sure I'm getting these right. Yep, I'm going to need these two dies right here. See, I have to go measure. Yeah. All right. So not that biggest one, but we're going to take these two right here. That's what's going to create our window. So I'm going to start with the window itself. And if you guys will bear with me, I'm not going to bring in my die cutting machine for today's video because I just can't today. So I'm going to die cut from the middle. This is the largest one. Okay. We're going to die cut from the center of our card base. All right. And then what we're going to do after we do that, and let me show you, I'm going to bring in, I did kind of do one here in advance. So that's what it's going to look like when you die cut it. Then we're going to bring in an embossing folder, any embossing folder, whatever is your favorite. Favorite. This is Pretty Flowers. Just line up your folder right there on the fold. Okay. Right there on that score line that we have. You're going to run this through your die cutting machine, your embossing machine. And we have a gorgeous, I mean, really gorgeous now detailed front of our card. So I think it's worth taking the extra step to go ahead and do that. But listen, my other card, we're going to do stamping instead. So if you don't do die cutting or embossing, you're good. All right. Let me set this off to the side. We're going to do a little more die cutting. I'm going to take that 3.5 by 4 3/4. And we're going to die cut from this. We're going to take that same frame, the same one we used here, and then we're going to take the one that's one size down. I want you to center that up in there, and you're going to run that through your machine as well. And this is what we're going to end up with. All right. So you see, we have, well, I'm stuck together. Hold on. We have our frame that's going to go here on our front of our card. So that gives it a little something. And this we're going to use to do some stamping. So I'm going to set that off to the side. I'll tell you what, since we are at this point, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my frame. And because I'm kind of a shaky mess today, I'm going to make sure to get my silicone mat underneath me. All right. I'm going to use multi-purpose glue because I just think this frame is going to go on a little bit better with multi-purpose glue than trying to use my stamp and seal. Let's make sure we kind of get these corners really good. Got a little glue on my fingers, but what's new? And I'll tell you, while I do this, I'm going to see if I can read some comments from you guys. Let's see what you guys are. Oh, Sue says you're doing great, Connie. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a day, and I know many of you have you deal with tornadoes where you live. I know a lot of us do. And here in Oklahoma, we're pretty used to it. Like I said, we do have a shelter. And so that's always good that, you know, we have a place where we can be safe, but it doesn't make it any less stressful. And then when you start to hear where it's hit, it's a tough one. All right. I'm going to let that dry. And now we're going to get into some stamping. So I'm going to share with you my stamp set today is the two-tone Flora stamp set. I love this stamp set. I'm telling you what, first of all, it looks kind of ugly. I know. I'm going to show you how beautiful it is here in just a second. Because, you know, this in kind of this grayish black is just not all that attractive. But let me show you what we're going to do. I'm going to start with this little scallop because we're going to stamp here and then we're going to die cut. Now, if you want to save this, and I get it, if you want to save this, please feel free to save it and then just pull in a scrap to do this. But, you know, I wanted you guys to be able to see that you can do it with just those 3 little pieces of paper. I'm going to start with crushed curry. All right, I got a crushed curry ink pad, and I'm going to start with the inside of the flower. Do you see how it's just that kind of nice inside? All right. Now I'm going to come in with a So Saffron ink pad. And now we're going to do the 2-step that's right on top. So this is a lighter color. And I'm going to line this up. Oops. Try to get that right there. This is why I like to stamp my darker color first, because it makes it easier for me to see right where I want to stamp. Pretty, right? I know it is. It's a gorgeous stamp set. I love it. I'm not going to put this away yet because I'm going to use it again. I'm going to use my soft succulent ink pad now. We're going to, on this same little piece, I'm going to stamp a set of leaves, Connie, leaves. All right. Now we are going to take that and we're going to die cut that because let me find my matching dies here. I want you guys to see these are absolutely look at this love, right? We're going to take our matching dies to our flower and our leaves. And by the way, if you don't have the dies, you could easily fussy cut this. All right. So we're going to die cut that. All right. We will die cut the flowers and we get this. And somewhere is a set of leaves that I have misplaced. But, you know, that's the story of my life today. All right. It's somewhere. I will find it, guys. All right. So we have that done. Now let's bring in our card base. And now we're ready to stamp here on what's going to show in our window. So I'm going to bring in my original here so you can see kind of how we're going to stamp. I'm going to wait on the sentiment. That's going to come at the end. We just want to stamp a couple flowers here. So we're going to come back in, crushed curry. And remember, we're just stamping here on the front. So I'm going to put one here kind of in the corner. And I'm going to put another one about right here. There's really no right or wrong. It's all going to show through that window now with that So Saffron. Oh, I'm telling you, these colors. Now, I did mention that So Saffron is going to retire. So if you're watching this video after these colors have retired, which they're going to retire May 2nd, don't worry. You could use Lemon Lolly and it would be really pretty. All right. Now with some soft succulent, let's add some leaves. And you know the drill, guys. You just kind of wherever you feel like you want to fill in. Okay. Just kind of adds a little bit there. Oh, you know what? Before I get too far, oh, look what I did. Story of my life today, right? Okay. We'll look past it. You know, I will find a way to cover it up. I'm not sure what yet, but you know me. I will find a way to cover that up. I want to also stamp a flower here on the inside. And let's see what you guys... Oh, Brenda's here. Hi, Bren. Are you having a good time? Brenda has visited me during tornado season. She knows tornadoes too well. Love you, Bren. All right. That's going to be on the inside of my card. Like I said, not sure what I'm going to do there, but it looks like I knocked it into an ink pad. I told you guys, it's just the day we're going to have today. All right. I am now, oh, you know what? We're going to need our sentiment before I go and put everything together. Let's bring in our soft suede. And on the inside, let me show you my sentiment set because the two-tone flora, as beautiful as it is, does not have any sentiments. So I'm going to bring in something fancy. This is a great set, you guys. And we have a little congratulations. We'll stamp that right there. Now, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and add this inside my card, and then I can decide where my sentiment's going to go. I'm going to go ahead and use multi-purpose glue because it's out. All right. A little bit there. Doesn't take a lot of multi-purpose glue. We're going to add this to the inside so you can see how our window's going together. All right. I had my soft suede out. Another color that's retiring, but not to worry. Our new color is called Pecan Pie, and it's fresher and even better. You're going to love it. I'm going to make this a wedding card. Here's to beautiful beginnings and happily ever afters. And I'll tell you what, give me just 1 second. I'm going to read comments while I close this. Hide it with leaves and a small flower. Thank you, Patricia. That is probably exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, you know what? I've already adhered it down. I'm going to find a way. I might die cut one. In fact, you know what? This stamp set has some great little small pieces. So yeah, thank you. that's what we'll that's what we'll do. Oh no, everyone's saying, Brenda, did you hurt yourself? What is going on, Brenda? Okay, I have got to find out what's going on with Bren. We usually have a chance to talk. Oh, she face planted. Oh my gosh. Bren, girl, what are we going to do with you? I hope you're doing okay. All right. So again, where did I had a set of leaves that I die cut and I can't find it. Well, you know what? The good news is I can come back in with that. It's just driving me crazy because I know I die cut it and brought it over here, but it has disappeared. All right. It's going to look like that. All right. I know you guys are so kind to me today and all my crazy. So I'm going to adhere, not dimensionals. Okay. I'm not actually doing dimensionals here. All right. So I'm going to add that flower right there. I can come, you know what? I better bring that down a little bit. I can come back in with my die cut leaves and I can tuck that in. So I'll be able to bring that in. That is, and I'm going to bring in the good one, you know, since I'm, like I said, kind of a hot mess today. That is what your final card will look like. And you know, it looks like I used a different color here. Oh, and one last thing. We've got a little bit, look at this gorgeous soft succulent satin ribbon. Also going to be retiring. I added that right there to the bottom of the card. I mean, isn't that beautiful? And you know, this one is a wedding card. Let's face it, wedding cards, the bride and groom hold on to those forever. So we want a really nice special card for the bride and groom. So that is my first card. I'm going to show you my second card. And I've got some tips and tricks on this one as well. This one is in Highland Heather. And this one, this card uses the Beautiful Thistle bundle. All right. So let me bring in the bundle. Can I be honest? I wasn't crazy when I saw it. And then I saw a card that got me excited. And I went, you know what? I think I am going to buy that set. And now I'm absolutely in love with it. Isn't that a fabulous card? Now, our last one, we did some embossing, right? This one, we're going to do some stamping. So I'm going to bring in, let me find my grid paper again here. This time we are going to stamp in Highland Heather. And this stamp set has this kind of, I don't know, what are we going to call it? It's just a little pattern, a little fun pattern thing. I'm going to kind of randomly stamp all around. Now I'm going to fold so I don't get the backside of my card. Okay. And I'm going to kind of come in. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I really don't have to. Because remember, we're going to be die cutting. I'm betting that's going to be enough. Where did my dies go? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. As long as I can see that everything's going to be die cut, we're fine. All right. So we are now going to take this. You know the drill. We are going to cut through this. You're going to also have two pieces. Well, there's my card base. Remember, that was at 5 1/4 by 8, scored at 4 inches. So that's the card for the inside. This time I have two pieces of 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We are going to take one of these and that great big thistle, and we're going to take a Memento black ink pad. Like I said, I think what I liked about the name of this stamp set, which was Beautiful Thistle. I don't really think of thistles as beautiful, but you know what? They really are. And so I thought this card was just too gorgeous not to create. All right. We're going to stamp that right there. Let's do some coloring. You know, after a tornado, coloring's really relaxing. So we're going to do that. I've got Highland Heather and Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends. So let's do some blending. All right. Let me scroll through, see what you guys are doing. Oh, you guys like the card. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm going to start with my dark Stampin' Blend. And I almost started to color the wrong thing. All right. Look, I'm so classy. I'm going to scribble, which is good because that's probably about all my nerves can handle today. I'm just going to scribble some dark on there. And now I can come in with my light and I'm going to blend that dark and light together. Wait, I got something on it. All right. Blend, blend, blend. I probably love my Stampin' Blends more than anything for coloring. They are just my all-time favorites. I used to hate to color. Now I adore it because of Stampin' Blends. This is the dark Granny Apple Green. And I want you to just, I mean, again, I'm just kind of hitting some stuff. Same here. Somebody tell me what this part of a thistle is called. I have no idea. Maybe I should have looked that up before I went live. The little spiky things. Yeah, that's what they are. Okay. Do you see how, again, I just kind of scribbled onto the shadows that Stampin' Up artist put on there. Thank you, Stampin' Up artist, for making it easy. And look, blend, blend, blend. I mean, isn't it so pretty? I'm loving this stamp set. So now we can finish coloring. Again, like I said, I just kind of took my dark and I just, really just kind of drew. I sometimes trace around things. But what I find and what makes it so easy to use Stampin' Blends, and let's face it, you know what? Coloring is a very relaxing thing, and that's what I need today. So I'm going to color all of it. You guys cool with that? I appreciate all the love you guys are giving me today. You are wonderful. All right. We have colored. It's gorgeous, right? We love this. I am now ready to come in with the matching die. All right. We're going to run that through our machine. And I did that in advance this morning. You guys are going to laugh. Look how off I was. I told you I've been a little shaky today. So yeah, it's a little off in my die cutting, but guess what? It's all good. What I did on this one is took my card and I did this with some dimensionals and some mini dimensionals because I really liked how it popped out of the window. Can you see how I did that? I just thought that looked really, really cool. So this one, I can add this here. Oh, I don't think I pulled my sentiment out, but it is from Beautiful Thistle as well. Let me grab it. There's something beautiful in every day. Again, fabulous sentiment, right? We're going to stamp that here. And then on the inside of my card, I stamped another of the small thistles. This right here, I did some creative work here with my scallop contours dies. Why? Because I stamped it bad. And just like you guys were helping me how I was going to cover up my little boo-boo on my last one, you know what? That's what you do. You cover everything up. So that added some of that black and white gingham ribbon. I mean, doesn't that really just make it pow? It really does. Let me go ahead and bring in my other card one more time. Again, it's just a simple window. And it didn't take a lot. It didn't take a lot of work, but it was an awfully beautiful card and something a little bit different from your typical open and close card, right? Hey, before I close, let me show you what we're going to create next week. That will be April 27th, and I hope you guys will join me. So next week, we're going to make double gatefold cards. I was playing around. Check this out. So thanks a bunch. One of my favorite stamp sets. Look at this. Gatefold, gatefold. Isn't that fun? So this is another one that you're like, yeah, let's take a gatefold card and make it a little bit different. We're going to make it a double. I've got this one here. I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching the celebration. And bear with me. I had to somewhat close this card for... What? Oh my goodness. When I photograph, there we go. When I photograph, I have to stick things down or they pop open. So that was me not getting those off of there after I photographed. So here we go. That beautiful paper. Oh, look at that. Do you guys recognize that flower? Yeah, we're going to use it again next week. It went so well with this paper. And again, I'm bringing in that same something fancy stamp set that I just used today. So the I Didn't Forget Your Birthday comes right here. Couple of really fun double gatefolds. April 27th. That is next Thursday. I would love to have you guys join me. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here and just letting me share my heart at the beginning of the video. For those of you who are on the replay, I'm sorry, but you know, when I'm with my Stampin' friends, we are all friends and family here. And so I appreciate you letting me share. That is all for me today. So I hope to see you guys next week. Remember to go grab your free download. All right. Don't forget your free download. You can find that at simplysimplestamping.com. Or if you look in the YouTube description, you're going to see a direct link to today's post. You'll be able to see more pictures and you'll be able to find the download there. And I'd love for you to have it because, you know, we love free and I want you to be able to recreate these cards in the future. All right. That's it for me today, my friends. I appreciate your thoughts and prayers, and I'll get you an update next week on our live. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.